The most dangerous wounds aren't the ones that bleed. They're the ones you never see coming. The ones inflicted with a smile, a whisper, a carefully crafted illusion of care. Have you ever felt profoundly wronged, yet utterly unable to explain why? Trapped in a fog of confusion where your pain feels invisible, illegitimate, even your fault? That is the signature of the covert narcissist, a predator who doesn't hunt with claws, but with the softest velvet gloves, leaving no fingerprints, only the slow, chilling erosion of your soul. This isn't about overt cruelty. It's about the silent poison administered drop by drop. The manipulation so subtle, so expertly woven into the fabric of everyday interaction, that by the time you taste the bitterness, your defenses are already dissolved. Consider the mask of the victim, eternally wounded, perpetually misunderstood. She speaks in sighs and downturned glances. Her narrative, one of unparalleled suffering at the hands of a cruel world, or yours. She gathers sympathy like rare jewels, each tale of woe carefully curated to paint her as the blameless martyr. Yet, beneath this fragile exterior hums a cold engine of calculation. Every tear, every sigh serves a purpose. It disarms. It deflects criticism before it's even spoken. How could you possibly challenge someone so fragile? This victimhood is her fortress, meticulously constructed brick by brick from your empathy, making your legitimate needs, your pain, seem like an attack on her delicate existence. When you try to voice your hurt, you find yourself instantly cast as the aggressor, the unreasonable one, kicking someone already down. It's a masterful inversion of reality, leaving you apologizing for wounds she inflicted. Have you ever apologized for feeling hurt? Felt guilty for needing basic respect? That's the echo of her silent artillery. Then comes the art of the micro-invalidation, the constant, almost imperceptible erosion of your reality. It's not a grand denial, but 1,000 tiny cuts. "You're so sensitive," she murmurs with faux concern when you flinch at a barb disguised as a joke. "I was only teasing. Can't you take a joke?" "That's not what happened at all," she states calmly, rewriting shared history with such conviction you doubt your own memory, your achievements, diminished with a backhanded compliment. "That's nice, dear, but imagine what you could do if you really applied yourself." Your feelings, dismissed as irrational overreactions. "Why are you making such a big deal out of nothing?" This isn't communication, it's gaslighting by 1,000 whispers, designed to make you question the very foundation of your perceptions, your worth, your sanity. It's the drip, drip, drip that wears away the stone, leaving you hollow. For those of you recognizing these chilling patterns, understanding the depth of this manipulation is the first step to reclaiming your light. And staying vigilant helps protect your peace. Consider subscribing as we unpack the deeper layers still hidden, because the journey to clarity demands our collective awareness. Your insights in the comments forge a path for others lost in the fog. Her true power lies not in isolation, but in the meticulous cultivation of her audience. She understands the court of public opinion, and she is its master weaver. To the outside world, she is saintly, generous, the epitome of compassion. She collects admirers and allies, charming them with carefully crafted acts of kindness, shared confidences, and unwavering public support. But this social circle serves a darker purpose. It's her shield, her ammunition depot. When you finally gather the courage to speak your truth, to name the invisible abuse, you face not just her, but her legion of devoted supporters. They see only the pristine mask, the victim narrative she has so carefully fed them. Your accusations seem ludicrous, cruel. The rantings of the unstable one. She may even orchestrate subtle smear campaigns, leaking half-truths and distorted narratives through her network, ensuring your reputation is quietly tarnished, isolating you further, making you question if you are indeed the problem. How do you fight an enemy everyone else believes is an angel? How do you expose a shadow when the world only sees the light? The ultimate goal, the most devastating victory, is the colonization of your inner world. She doesn't just want compliance. She wants your selfhood eroded and replaced by her narrative, her needs as your compass. Through the constant invalidation, the manufactured guilt, the weaponized victimhood, she installs a whispering doubt in your mind, a voice that questions your every thought. The silence after the storm isn't peace. It's the vacuum where your certainty used to live. Have you ever stood in the wreckage of an argument, not remembering how it began, only knowing you're suddenly the villain, apologizing for crimes you didn't commit? That is the Covert Narcissist's masterpiece, the slow rewiring of your nervous system, where her moods become your weather, her unspoken demands your law. Consider the discard, not with a slam, but with a sigh, a gradual turning away so subtle it feels like your abandonment. She doesn't rage, she disappoints. Promises evaporate like morning mist. Plans dissolve without explanation. Affection withdraws like a tide receding from shore. You reach out, confused, aching, and meet a wall of glacial indifference. I've just been so busy. You understand? I thought you needed space. The message is clear, yet unspoken. Your need for connection is a burden. Your love is an inconvenience. It's death by 1,000 withdrawals, leaving you starving for the crumbs of warmth she once offered, scrambling to be less so she might return. Have you ever made yourself small, hoping to fit back into her shrinking world? Felt the chilling realization that your absence, your pain, registers only as relief to her? Then, the Hoover, not a grand gesture, but a carefully placed thread, a single text at 2 a.m. I miss us. A shared memory casually dropped into conversation, a flicker of the old vulnerability, just enough to ignite your hope. She knows the exact resonance of your longing, the shape of the hole she carved. She dangles the possibility of healing, of her true self returning. If only you'd try harder, understand deeper, apologize more completely. It's not reconciliation, it's reloading, drawing you back into the labyrinth so the erosion can begin anew. She doesn't love you. She loves the control, the validation of your desperate orbit. How many times have you mistaken this poisoned bait for a lifeline? How many resets did it take before you saw the pattern etched in your own exhaustion? Her cruelty wears the disguise of concern, the weaponized, I'm only saying this because I care. She dissects your dreams with clinical precision. Are you sure you're cut out for that? It's just so competitive. She pathologizes your healthy boundaries. You've become so distant, cold. Is something wrong with you? She diagnoses your reactions to her abuse. Your anger is really concerning. Maybe you should talk to someone. It's a master class in projection, painting her toxic traits onto your canvas, making you the unstable one, the flawed one, the one who needs fixing while she stands serene, the picture of wounded benevolence. When your voice shakes, is it rage or the tremble of a soul systematically gaslit into believing its own sanity is the problem? The deepest damage lives in the echoes, long after she's gone. You find yourself flinching at kindness, distrusting your own joy. You apologize for existing, for taking up space, for needing anything. The ghost of her voice lives in your head, second-guessing your choices, mocking your worth. You look in the mirror and see the distortions she reflected back. A stranger where your confidence once stood. The landscape of your relationships feels mined. You tread carefully, waiting for the hidden trap, the subtle blade. This is the true danger, not the acute pain, but the chronic condition of self-doubt she leaves behind. A parasite in your psyche, feeding on your light. Can you feel her phantom fingerprints on your thoughts, even now? Can you trace the shape of the void where your unshakable self used to reside? The journey back isn't about hating her. It's about excavating you from the rubble of her narrative, brick by painful brick. And for those committed to this deep excavation of truth, knowing you're not rebuilding alone makes the burden lighter. Hit subscribe, because the next layer we uncover, the biological wiring behind this insidious dance, will change how you see every interaction forever. Your resilience in the comments is a beacon. Keep sharing your light. Think of Sarah, brilliant, vibrant, reduced to a whisper of herself. She met him when her career soared. He was charming, attentive, the perfect counterpoint to her intensity. "You work so hard. Let me take care of you," he'd murmur. And he did. Slowly, meticulously, he managed her schedule, filtering calls, explaining her stress to friends who worried about her growing isolation. He'd critique her outfits before important meetings. Not very professional, sweetheart. They might not take you seriously. He'd sigh when she talked about her ambitions. "I just worry you'll burn out like last time." Last time never happened, but the seed was planted. Her successes were met with silence or a subtle pivot to his struggles. Her exhaustion, her growing anxiety, became proof of her fragility.